come through, but it's going to be Doherty 32, then 81, getting 2 and 1 respectively. Still Doherty on the front, and Schuler sitting second wheel right now. Doherty looks over his shoulder. He's going to see clear sailing. He's going to grab 2 more, and I believe Schuler's going to grab another one, 81, confirmation from the tower. So it's 4-2 right now. Doherty still on the front, but we've got a battle for second place points. Joshua Schneider at 24, rolling just a little bit ahead of Schuler. He's going to contest with Doherty, but not get there quite in time. So 24 picks up his point of the night, and it's still Doherty on the front with 6 points. Now Schneider rolls ahead. And a big battle here, and it's going to be 81 Schuler getting 2, then Schneider getting 1. Still 6 for Doherty at the moment, 4 for Schuler, 2 for Schneider. Now it's Lindsey Hamilton's turn to take command. And 39 is going to roll hard to the line. 39, then Schneider 24 with 1 more. Still Doherty in command of the bike race at the moment. He's back on the front. The Taco Cat racer with number 32 on his back will pick up 2 more, then it'll be 81 Schuler. So we got 8 points for Doherty, 5 for Schuler, 3 for Schneider, and 2 for Hamilton. Now Schuler rolls off the front, and we got a new second place. That's Andy Lageson. Lageson making his name known. He's going to push hard for the line, but Schuler's just got enough distance to hold him off. But Lageson is going to accelerate off the front. He's going to try and capture some of these mid-race points. 1 point now separating Doherty and Schuler. And Lageson's going to grab 2. And Schuler's going to grab 1. That puts Schuler in a tie for first place with Doherty at 8 points each. 4 sprints remain. And it's going to be Lageson picking up 2 more. He's got 5 for the race. Schuler makes one last effort, gets another point at the line. Mark Stewart's sitting on his wheel right now, but it's all Lageson on the front. So 2 more for Andy. And Schuler's going to hold off that train for 1 more. That's 10 for him and the lead in the race. Still Lageson. At the bell, this is going to be another 2 for Andy. That's going to give him 9. Doherty's going to pick off this next point. That'll be 9 for him. So we're 2-way tie for second at the moment. Lageson's going to roll through. He's going to grab 2 more. This is going to be his 10th and 11th points, and that's going to give Andy Lageson the race win for Taco Cat. Second place going to Doherty with 10 at the line, and Schuler taking third by virtue of the tiebreaker. Well-designed race by Andy Lageson. He started mid-race to collect points and just rolled away from the field. Let's give it up one more time for Andy Lageson. All right, so that's a fun way to kick things off. We're going to keep the fun going. We've got our women's category 1, 2, 3 field getting themselves ready for their scratch race opener. This will be a 10-lap race. So that whistle will send them on their neutral lap. and if they are successful in gathering themselves, we will get them underway for the first of 10 laps. And there's the gun. And our 7 riders are underway. Aaron Porter, number 37 from the Valkyrie Collective, gets us started in lap number 1. And it's Porter leading Whitcraft, Schwinn, Husted, Sveiben, Stanley, and Wild. Now Husted takes over. Risa is going to be a guest on the Blast Beats and Bicycles radio show tomorrow on WMCN, McAllister College Radio. Tune in at 2 o'clock on WMCN FM or online at WMCN.FM for a live stream. We're going to be talking to Risa about her gravel racing experiences. Stanley with 6 laps showing on the card, swings up track and turns the pace-making responsibilities over to Hillary Wild. Wild rides for the Zubas squad with that number 5 on her jersey. With the group this well packed together, it's clear that tactics are taking hold. Nobody wants to let anybody go or give their cards away too early. Now Risa Husted's going to launch an attack from high on the banking. That's going to put her down into the sprinter's lane, about 10 meters ahead of the field. Anna Sveiben quick to respond, so the Taco Cat racer quickly joined by Sveiben from the Zubas team. Four to go, 1 kilometer left, and now Sveiben takes over. Those yellow numbers on the riders' jerseys indicate their placing in last year's Track Rider of the Year competition. So Anna at the front is rider number 4. She took 4th place. Risa was in 9th place last season at the end of the year. 3 to go. 750 meters is all that's left in this opening race for the category 1, 2, 3 women. And this is the time of the race when those heads start to swivel. Stanley down low, Wild in the middle, Husted up top. You're going to hear a bell in just about 125 meters. All right, there's Stanley at the bell. Let's give him some encouragement to charge through this final lap at top speed. Stanley out of the saddle. Lucky 13 has got Aaron Porter right behind her. Porter has bided her time, as has Stanley. So 2 riders away. Sveiben looking to try and close the gap. Now Husted comes up out of the middle of the field, but it's still Carolyn Stanley on the front. Aaron Porter coming in 2nd place right now as we come into the home straight. Stanley on the front. It's going to be 3 wide, but it's going to be Carolyn Stanley, rider number 13. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Carolyn Stanley's first win as a category 1, 2, 3 racer. Tremendous race put together by Carolyn. Let's make some noise for Carolyn Stanley. right, we're going to welcome our Category 4 field to the rail. 10 riders in this pack tonight, and they're going to be battling a snowball. This is the points race, and the points will be awarded to the first rider across the line every lap, and the number of points awarded will equal the number that is shown on the lap cards. So our first lap will be worth 1 point. Our last lap will be worth 12. So having a math major isn't required for this race, but it certainly helps. A lot of riders like to try to take early points in a race like this to see if they can accumulate enough to get on the podium. Other racers, typically the endurance racers, will wait till the tail end of the race after everybody has burned their matches and pick up the big points in those later trips around the track. All right, so we're underway. We got a good field of Category 4 riders, and out of the gates, it's Alan Bellis, rider number 20 for PJW Racing. He's on the front. He's got about 10 meters separating him from Glenn Barr from Chilkoot. So it's going to be 20 Bellis with 1 point. Bellis still on the hunt for more points. He's got 15 meters. The gap continuing to grow. He's got David Schuler now sitting in control of the chase, but it's still Bellis on the front. And the PJW racer is going to grab 2 more for 3 in the race. Now Schuler is going to roll up alongside, go high on the banking, and roll right back down into that sprinter's lane. James Berg giving chase, but right now it's all good for Wheelman. And it's 76, Schuler getting his first points. That's 3 for him. And just like that, we have a tie for first place. Schuler continues his solo charge. And we're going to put 76 on the scoreboard one more time. That's 4. He's got 7 for the race. And now it's Leif Ergens who emerges from that first pursuing group. He starts to close the gap down, but Schuler sees a 5 in front of him. That's going to add to his total, giving him 12. Ergens, number 17 from Birchwood, doing everything he can to close down the gap, but right now he's getting no help from the rest of the group, and still 30 meters separate him from the rear wheel of Schuler's beautiful Trek T1. 6 more for the Gopher Wheelman. That's 18 for the race. But keep in mind, we keep going higher as the laps go on. Now Alex Terzic, rider number 44 from Farmstead, making a case for his own podium spot. Schuler looks over the shoulder, sees if he's got just enough, and he sure does. So 7 more for Schuler. That's 25. Now Terzic is going to roll on by. Schuler's collected 5 straight sprints, excuse me. And it's going to be Terzic 44 coming through. And he's going to get 8. And that puts him immediately in second place. He's got a long way to go to catch the total of Schuler, but he's made his move at just the right time. And it's going to be 9 this time around. He's got 17. And if he's able to maintain this charge around the track, he's going to get 10 more. That's going to put him in the driver's seat. And here he goes, 44 with 10 for 27. 11 will be available, and it's going to be Terzic 44 picking up those 11. That's 38 for the race. So it's all academic at this point. Alex Terzic rolling in front of us is going to collect the win. Make some noise for Farmstead's Alex Terzic. All right, we've got our category 1-2 men up on the track. Pay a little attention to this race because they will be competing in our Minnesota Cycling Center Masher presented by PJW later on tonight. We should make a couple of special announcements out of this field. First of all, it's birthday night for Peter Olenichek. Young man just turned 12 years old. Congratulations, Peter. And we have to make a sad farewell tonight to young Christian Sundquist, heading out east for new adventures. We're going to miss you, young Christian, but you still know nothing, young Christian. He's a big fan of the Game of Thrones. That's the joke. All right, so this is going to be a scratch race. 15 laps in duration.
He's so small. Kissing at the back. The tears were beginning to show. As he drove away on the rainy night, I begged him to go slow. Whether he heard, I'll never know.
There's the gun, and we're underway, and it's young Christian down low, but early action from Chris Heller, rider number 10 from the Taco Cat squad. He's going to stretch this thing into a single file in a very short period of time. He's going to try and blow this thing up before anybody gets their pedals flipped in. So it's Heller on the front, Jason Goldberg riding for the Grand Performance St. Paul Bicycle Racing Club in tow. Mark Lepke, 26 for Tonka Cycles, right there with Goldberg. So Heller just blew the thing up, dropped a bomb on the race, and fled to the safety of the back of the field. Lepke going to try and keep things going. He hands it over to Olenichek, our birthday boy, on the front for the folks at Bora. So 4 riders have organized themselves into a nice lead-out group. It's Satchel Mishi Richter turning it over to Donkey Label's Peter Moore. And now Olenichek, and we've got lots of swinging up track here and not much bike racing at the moment. 10 laps to go. We're a third of the way through the race. And now it looks like we've got some synchronicity in that lead group. Olenichek, Ben Hovland, Satchel Mishi Richter, and Peter Moore. Ben Hovland back from track racing exploits out east recently. Last week he was out racing at the Trexlertown Velodrome, where in a field of 30 riders he took points in the tempo among some of the top UCI racers working out here in the U.S. this year. He also won the Omnium at the Casena Velodrome in New York in their elite field. So Ben got some national level experience this week and is definitely putting it to good use here. Seven to go. I had a chance to chat with Ben before racing started tonight, and he mentioned the shallow banking on the Casena track makes you actually have to ride your bike. You actually have to turn the bike as opposed to a track like ours that's nice and steep where the bike drives for you. Five to go. And it's Olenichek, Hovland, Mishi Richter, and Moore on the front still. And that's your race at the moment with 4 laps showing. So it's Mishi Richter, then Peter Moore riding for Donkey Label, then the rival clothing manufacturer's factory racing team Bora represented by birthday boy Peter Olenichek. And Zubas, yet another clothing company, represented by Ben Hovland. Free to go in our scratch race for our Cat 1-2 race field. 500 meters and we're still in a single file. Nobody ready to jump just yet. There's a couple of dangerous long distance sprinters in that mix. And it looks like we're going to go into a little bit of a match sprint tactic, and the match sprint is engaged by Ben Hovland. Hovland's going to drop in some traffic there, impeding progress for our chaser. So Hovland got some well-timed maneuvers there. And Peter Moore just crushing it on the back straight. Wow. So young Peter Moore, rider number 2. And that donkey with a vicious kick. Oh man, he was just sitting in. And he went from 0 to 60 in about 3.2 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for rider number 2 from Donkey Label, Peter Moore. Yep. All right, while we're getting ready for our next race, let's get to know each other a little bit. How many of you guys have been here before? Make some noise. All right. How many of you are here for the very first time tonight? All right. Well, welcome everybody. We're thrilled that you could join us. For those of you who are new, we've got one of our game races coming up. So your job, should you choose to accept it, is to pull out your betting tickets. And in the spot that says Cold Stone Warm-Up, you will select the name and number of the rider that you believe will win this race. You will print the name and number of that rider legibly, and you will print your name legibly. That way, when we draw the names out of our hat of all of the people who've picked the winner, you will have a chance to win a $10 gift certificate to Cold Stone Creamery Ice Cream. So I'm going to introduce the riders to you as they are lined up on the track. Rider number 88 from Birchwood is Chrissy Lee. 57 is Emily Wade. 38 is Christy Kraus from Corpsewell. 58 is Colette Meller riding for for Coachella. 33 is Sophie Nikitas riding for Corpsewell. So it's Lee, Wade, Kraus, Meller, and Nikitas. Get those game tickets high in the air so that our volunteers with the bright red buckets know that you have accomplished your task. They will come through the grandstand and collect those completed game cards, giving you a chance to win the Cold Stone Creamery Warm-Up. All right. Game tickets high in the air. Bob Williams to the press box, please. Bob Williams to the press box. All right, get those game tickets high in the air, everybody. We'll get those volunteers up here. All right, last call, everybody. Last call for game cards. All right, Mr. Starter, if you please. This race is going to be a point a lap. That means that every lap we will award 1 point. It's as simple as it sounds. Colton Barrett, please make your choices more quickly next time. Thank you very much. And there's the gun. Chrissy Lee on the front. This is the point a lap, so every lap counts. Meller high on the banking for Coachella. She's going to roll through and into the sprinter's lane.
Yes, please.
So it's going to be Meller, 58, with the first point of the race. That's 1 for her. She's continuing her solo effort for the moment. But Christy Kraus, riding for the Valkyrie Collective, trying to shut that escape down. Meller's going to keep that escape alive for 1 more. She's got 2 for the race. Kraus accelerating now. 25 meters separating our 2 riders off the front.
Yes. Wow. I guess we only have a few races in the field.
All right, that's another point for Colette. That's 3 now for her.
Who leaves it out?
Either or, yeah, you can just leave here.
The other one's here. Perfect.
And Meller is going to pick up point number 4. So it's all Coachella all the time here in this race.
Did you have extra handouts?
Yeah.
I only made 50, so there's...
Got a decent amount.
Still Meller on the front. 40 meters between her and the rest of the field now. Sophie Nikitas drops in. She's going to try and bring this thing back together, but Meller's going to pick up point number 5. Now the strain of that long distance effort starting to show on the legs and the face of Meller. She's got 6. She's got to pick up 1 more to secure the win in the bike race. Sophie Nikitas looks like she's got something to say about that, but Meller found another gasp of air. It's close, and Sophie Nikitas putting in every burst of speed she can. But it looks like it's going to be too little too late, and point number 7 is going to go to Colette Meller. That's going to secure the win. So we'll still keep awarding points with 5 sprints left, but it looks like it's still going to be Meller on the front. She's going to try and ease off the throttle, but Nikitas continuing to close the gap. Now Nikitas is going to pick up the pace. Meller says, well, let's just go ahead and get 1 more for good measure. That's 8 for the race. And now it looks like she might be after a clean sweep. We'll see if Sophie can dig deep and find that extra gear. Christy Kraus coming back into the mix with 3 laps to go. Now it's Nikitas down low. Meller's got the long distance to travel. She's going to drop in. And Nikitas is going to break up the perfect game.
Pull up? Yeah.
Two laps to go. And this time it's Christy Kraus, 38, picking up the points. So 3 riders on the scoreboard now. It's all Colette Meller at the top. Still Kraus on the front. She's going to try to put herself in the 2nd position on our podium at the bell. It's going to be 38 Kraus grabbing a point for 2. And now Meller is going to join the fray one more time. She got a little second wind there. Kraus doing everything she can to hold her off. It's a battle as we go into the north turn. Side by side we come. It's Kraus and Meller. Meller starts to ease forward just a little bit, and it's going to be your race winner, Colette Meller, taking the final sprint and the race win. So Colette Meller, 58, the winner of the Cold Stone Creamery warm-up race. And Dell Gents. Dell, where are you? Where's Dell? Dell? There's Dell right down in front. Everybody get to know Dell. He's taking us out for ice cream tonight. We've got a slight change to our racing schedule tonight. We will be going straight to a K-Ren final later on in the evening for our category 1, 2, 3 women. So next up on your dance card will be the category 3 men and the first of their chariot meets.
Women 1-3, K-Ren final.
All right, so I lied about that. So this is going to be the K-Ren final for the women. It's the guy on the motorcycle. All right, so this will be part of our Queen of the Sprints series, a season-long series of sprint events for our women's category 1, 2, 3 field. Points that are awarded in each of these sprint events are tabulated throughout the season. Down at the bottom of the track, we have Bree Whitcraft, number 16. Next to her is number 9, Risa Husted. In third wheel, we have Aaron Porter, 37. Then it's Anna Slyban, number 4. Then it's Lindsay Hamilton, number 39. Then it's Carolyn Stanley, number 13. Then it's Hillary Wild, number 5. And at the top of the track, it's the Mama Duck, 78, Anna Schwinn. 2, 4, 6, 8. This is a big field in our final. So the way this race will work, it's 6 laps. The motorcycle will lead them through 3.5 laps. And after the motorcycle leaves the track on the back side, they will be released to sprint for the remaining 2.5 laps. The regulations require Bree Whitcraft to take the position right behind the motorcycle due to the random draw before the race began. And every other rider must follow in behind Bree in the order that they are on the starting line. So Risa will be in second, and so on until Anna will be in the final spot in the line for the first lap at least. After that, they're free to discuss other arrangements. Here comes that Medtronic pacemaker now. There's the gun, and we're underway. So Bree Whitcraft required to take the motorcycle. Second position will belong to Risa Husted. Then it will be Aaron Porter. Then Anna Slyban. Then Lindsay Hamilton, Carolyn Stanley, Hillary Wild, and Anna Schwinn. And at least for this first lap, they must remain in these positions. After that, if they feel more comfortable riding the race from elsewhere in the line, they may have that conversation amongst themselves. Generally here at the National Sports Center Velodrome, our K-Ren races are relatively civilized. At the national and international races, there are the occasional elbow-based communications, or sometimes even shoulder and helmet-based communications. 3 to go, so the motorcycle is going to leave the track on the back side, away from the grandstand, and our riders will be at full speed. You can see some gaps starting to form as that motorcycle accelerates, bringing the rest of the field along with it. So now the motorcycle is going to go, and Whitcraft is underway in the sprint. Single file still as we see a number 2 show up. That means we've got 500 meters left in our K-Ren for the women's 1, 2, 3. Husted looking over her shoulder as she starts to move up track. That's going to make some room for Porter down low. Now Hamilton's starting to wind things up on those big gears. She's going to hear the bell first is Hamilton. She's off the front by 10 meters. Wild, Husted, and Sviben trying to close it down, but Hamilton with a great windup from high on the track. She's still got 15 meters back to the field. Ladies and gentlemen, this race is going to be all Lindsay Hamilton. So with just the right amount of energy at the tail end of that race, your race win belongs to Linzilla. She loves to give high fives, everybody. Let's get up on that rail and give it up for Linzilla. Right, we're going to now roll into our chariot heats, I believe. This will be our category 3 field. So the chariot is a 2-lap sprint. It's 500 meters of full gas bike racing. It's like we have 5 riders who will be in this first heat. 3 of them will be sent to the final round. Standing start, a critical element of the chariot, as you only have so much track to work with in this race. If you can blast it off the line, you've got an immediate head start. So Schneider, Doherty, Ware, Oliphant, and Lageson. And we're underway. Great starts down low. It's Schneider. And we got a mechanical. So we're going to restart that heat. The power generated during those standing starts can be pretty impressive. And if the cleats are not tightly locked down on the pedals, it's easy for the foot to get pulled right off the pedal. And when that happens, we will give the riders a restart. Joshua's got to pay attention now, though, because the second time leads to a disqualification. We'll get everybody started again. And keeping a close eye on proceedings here every week at the National Sports Center Velodrome, we have our friends in the light blue shirts down in the infield. Be sure to thank all of those folks. They are our USA Cycling officials, and they keep us happy and safe. Let's hear it for our USA Cycling officials. There's a gun, and another great start down low. This time Doherty with a monster burst of energy into those pedals. He's got 5 meters, and it's Lageson, his teammate Schneider, winding it up. But Doherty continues to solo ahead. Keep in mind, we got a mechanical again. But we're going to let it ride. We're going to let this one ride. So it's still Doherty on the front. 1 lap to go for Doherty. Schneider, now Lagerson trying to get in the mix. Remember, 3 will move on. This is the way it looks Doherty's race. And it's going to be Lagerson coming in second for now. It's all Doherty at the finish. Then Lagerson, then Schneider moving on. So a great standing start once more from Brian Doherty puts him into the final. Let's hear it for rider number 32, Brian Doherty. We got our second heat up there. This time it's going to be Dan Schuler, Pat Whelan, Lindsey Hamilton, and Mark Stewart. Take a look at that number 29 on Mark Stewart's jersey. That's symbolic in a lot of ways, and we'll talk more about that at the end of this race. But right now, we're going to blast out of the starting gate. Excellent start by Pat Whelan, Mark Stewart, Lindsey Hamilton side by side with Dan Schuler. Whelan winding it up. Now, this is an excellent standing start from the pure sprinter from PJW. Hamilton high on the track. Schuler side by side now with Mark Stewart. Now Schuler's going to find some room just underneath Hamilton at the moment, but it's still Whelan on the front. Remember, 3 will go through, so it's going to be a huge battle for the final spot. Whelan still on top of those gears. Hamilton and Schuler battling it out for second and third. Schuler now boxed in just a little bit as Whelan sweeps that sprinter's lane. Not much room to maneuver behind Whelan. It's going to be a close battle, but it's going to be Whelan taking the win, then Schuler, then Hamilton. Moving on to the final. Again, a strong standing start, the key to success. And the first qualifier out of this heat rides for PJW. It's the captain, Pat Whelan. And we'll get back to the symbolic 29 on Mark Stewart's jersey. So our track is 29 seasons old. Mark has raced in every single one of our 29 seasons. He is our longest standing active rider here at the National Sports Center Velodrome.
Good job, Jason. Thanks, Mike.
All right, next up is our Category 4 field. They're going to be battling one of the most popular races here at the track, the Missing Out. For those of you who have not had the pleasure of watching a Missing Out, you're in for a treat. We don't care one bit about what happens at the front of the race until the very end. Because every other lap, we're going to eliminate the last rider across the finish line. So the fun will be had at the back of the pack. In the UK, this race is affectionately known as the Devil Take the Hindmost. And so the rider or riders who sit back and pick other riders off at the sprints are known to be playing the devil. So we'll keep our eye on that tail end of the field. And we will award an honorary title of the devil to one racer tonight. there's the bell. And in just one lap, we will be one rider down. Right now, it's Alan Bellis on the back. Looking ahead at his teammate Craig Ossen. Ossen's going to go high. Down low, we've got Larry Pirtle riding for Stedman's Bike Shop. He's going to have to find some room down there.
86.
And no daylight for Larry. So Larry's in his first night racing here at the National Sports Center Velodrome. He's from New Hampshire. So it's not a very friendly welcome from our Cat 4 field. Not very Minnesota nice of us. Another bell means another impending elimination, and it's Bellis staring at Life Ergens. And down low is Craig Ossen one more time. David Schuler trying to find some daylight as Bellis goes high. Schuler's going to have to find some room to maneuver.
41.
He will, and it's going to be Craig Ossen, 41, with no place to go. So while it's the short way to go around the track down low, and you've got people in front of you, it's also a great place to get boxed in with no place to maneuver as the rest of the group slides by up top. Schuler and Bellis side by side as Bellis goes high one more time. Schuler's going to take the low road. We'll see who's got the legs for this one. It's going to be an all-out sprint.
76.
Oh boy, close call, but Schuler just pipped by Bellis. So that's elimination number 4 for Bellis so far. He's making a strong case for the title of the Devil as we near the halfway point in the race. 76 Schuler eliminated. So we'll give him one more lap. There's a little confusion there on who actually had to leave the building. Now we've got a legitimate sprint lap. Bellis again out of the saddle going high. Ergen's going to try to deny him as best he can.
$67. 67.
And this time it's going to be Dan Schlesinger from Birchwood eliminated. We're down to 6. So Bellis again showing some impressive sprinting chops. Has himself in the mix with 6 left in the field. Major accelerations going. Allen's going to have to take the high road. James Bird trying to find some room up top. Does Bellis have what it takes to get another elimination and stay in our musical chairs?
61.
He does, and it's going to be 61. That's Michael Waltman from Synergy excused. 5 to go. And Bellis looking ahead at James Bird this time. So the Chilkoot racer in the sights of Bellis. Bellis has got some work to do. He's got Alex Terzic right below him. Big burst of speed going to be required for Bellis to make it through this time. Does he have what it takes?
20.
Not quite, but Allen destroyed half the field. So we're going to give him lots of credit and a huge round of applause because Allen is our devil. Now it's Life Ergens on the back. James Bird coming up in second wheel there in the field. Glenn Barr in front.
17.
But it's going to be Ergen, 17, removed. And still Bird on the back. We're going to remind Alex Terzic here that he gets no extra points for a big gap in missing out. Plus, it's way more fun if they're all grouped together for a sprint. Alex, slow down.
Oh, well, there you go. Don't want to do that.
Yes. 45.
So, James Berg, 45 from Chilkoot, will take third place. And there's the bell. That's Glenn Barr. Looking ahead at the final sprint here. So the race win, but no style points are going to go to Alex Terzic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Let's hear it for Alex Terzic, your missing out winner. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got another game race ahead of us here. Not only is this the Minnesota State Championship for the Category 1-2 scratch race, it's also the Minnesota Cycling Center Masher presented by PJW. So choose the rider that you think is going to win this race. Write that person's name and bib number on your card along with your name and get it high in the air. I'll introduce the riders to you as they are lined up on the track. Working on a slight mechanical at the moment. We've got rider number 2, Peter Moore. Right behind him is rider number 87, Jake Okamoto. Right behind him we have young Christian Sundquist. Right behind him, and Christian is wearing number 19. Jason Goldberg wears number 6. Rider number 27 is Satchel Mishi Richter. Right behind him is rider number 14, Charlie Anderson. Rider number 4 is Peter Olenichek. 21 is Ben Hovland. 25, Kyle Langling. Rider number 10 is Chris Heller. And 26 is Mark Lepke. So it's and Peter Moore, number 2. So it's Moore 2, Okamoto 87, Sundquist 19, Goldberg 6, Mishi Richter 27, Anderson 14, Olenichek 4, Hovland 21, Langling 25, Heller 10, and Lepke 26. Get those game cards high in the air and let our volunteers know that you have finished your homework. And if you finish your homework, you can go up to the Track Shack and buy yourself a great ice cream treat from Cold Stone Creamery Ice Cream. And if you order a homemade root beer float, you can get it made in one of our souvenir pint glasses. There we go, we're underway. This is the state championship in the scratch race. For our men's field, we've got our women's field doing the same thing later on in the evening. 60 laps. There's the gun and an easy start. This is a longer race, so nobody's going to launch too serious of an attack just yet. Satchel Mishi Richter rolls down to the low end where it's the shortest distance around the track. Our track is a standard size track for Olympics and World Championship events, 250 meters as measured at that black line at the bottom of the track. For that reason, we call it the measurement line. That red line just above it is known as the sprinter's line. That designates the top end of the sprinter's lane that's occupied right now by Ben Hovland. And we're going to restart the race. So we'll give our riders a chance to regroup back up at the rail. While we have a break in action, we can take this chance to thank our sponsors. NovaCare Rehabilitation is the proud provider of certified athletic trainers to the Velodrome's Thursday Night Lights races. We'd like to thank NovaCare for their support of Velodrome racing. NovaCare, the power of physical therapy. We've also got Twin 6 alternative cycling apparel. Check out the exclusive NSC Velodrome t-shirt and trucker hat available only here at the National Sports Center Velodrome. All City Cycles, a company of riders making products for other riders. Darrow Bike Racks, we know bike parking. The Friends of Velodrome Racing in Minnesota, working to ensure sustainable track cycling infrastructure stays in Minnesota. USA Cycling and the Minnesota Cycling Federation. Be sure to stay in tune with all the things that are going on here at the National Sports Center Velodrome each week. Our weekly e-newsletter has race recaps, rider and influential people bios. You can take a look at the bio of one of our movers and shakers here at the track. Chris Clark, one of our USA Cycling officials. Read all about Chris in your racing sheet. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at NSC Velodrome. And if you are a radio listener, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we'll be recapping all the highlights of the National Sports Center Velodrome's Thursday Night Lights at WMCN FM Radio 91.7 and streaming online at WMCN-FM. And you'll be able to tune into a discussion with Risa Husted. Risa's a very experienced gravel rider down there, number 9. We're going to be talking all things gravel racing tomorrow. And if you like a little rock and roll, we'll have an hour of good old hard rock at noon on the same channel. We've got all the standings for our season-long competitions at our website, and you can subscribe to the e-newsletter on the website. That address is nscsports.org/velo. You can also keep track of all the things that are happening with the efforts to continue track cycling here in Minnesota by logging on to mncyclingcenter.org, the web home of the Minnesota Cycling Center. The next phase of track cycling in Minnesota. believe we've got some hot food and cold drinks still available at the Track Shack, so stop on up to the north end of the grandstand. It's a perfect night for one of those delicious DIY root beer floats. Just stop up and see Lou and she'll take care of you.
Eat ice cream all herself.
I believe we are all fully assembled back in the race. So we're going to give them a neutral lap, and then we'll start with 58 laps showing on the cards. Everybody back up and running. We're thrilled to see that. And there's the gun. We're underway. And once again, we've got a solo artist riffing off the front. This is Charlie Anderson. Charlie's going to be joined by the rest of the field here as he rolls through. Anderson's got a good clip going. He'll stretch the legs a little bit as Sundquist leads him through. We've got our first kilometer in the rear view mirror as Sundquist, number 19, hands it over to Okamoto. And he's going to wrap things up. He doesn't want to let Charlie get too much daylight over there. And that's going to bring the rest of the field along as Okamoto's on the hunt. Olenichek's not ready to chase too hard. Langling not ready to chase too hard. Goldberg says, all right, let's give this thing a shot. But I could use some help, Chris Heller. And Heller completes the deal. And that puts Lefty on the front. Nice little leg stretcher from Charlie Anderson there. Testing the waters to see who's got the sprint legs. Okamoto did a lot of the work to track that thing down. Van Hovland gives way to Goldberg. And rider number 6 gives way to Christian Sundquist. Enjoy the sunshine now, young Christian. Winter is coming. 51 to go in this Minnesota State Championship in the scratch race. Field generally seems to be working well together. Everybody taking smooth, controlled half-lap pulls for the most part. Sharing the workload fairly evenly. Heller goes all the way to the rail on that exchange. And Lepke's going to wind it up. That's kind of a patented move by Mark Lepke. He's going to try and stretch this out. Mark's very much a sprinter. And he likes to keep this pace high so he can shed some of these endurance riders. But so far, with 12 laps gone, 20% of the race, we're all together. Now Ben Hovland in that patented aerodynamic tub. I swear that Ben can smell the heat coming off of his front tire. That's how low over those bars he gets. Okamoto back on the front for Donkey Label. All right, everybody's racer is in the mix right now, so when they come by, I want you to cheer for the rider you think is going to win. Get their names out there and let them know that you're rooting for them. And it looks like we may have put a little gas in the tank.
Good to see you too. How are things?
Oh, good.
Jason.
Steven.
Steven, nice to meet you.
Another speed skater.
Yeah?
You rode 3 times. Like that. So, first time watching track cycling.
You think it might be for you?
I want to try it out.
Awesome. Yeah. Speed skaters got a lot in common with track racers. Right?
Yeah, they're naturally.
Yeah.
So you got 1 gear and extra muscle.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Tough deal for those guys.
Now we've got to move by Heller. That started to separate things just a little bit. So Heller's got 8 riders with him. Definite separation.
It's about 11 years, yeah.
That's not 11 years. It's a long time.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dog that you met the other day. Yeah.
So are you a chiropractor too, or are you working as a physical therapist or in the health business somehow, aren't you? Or aren't you? I thought you were. But where did you go to college for? I really know your family is down.
Yeah, no, my dad's a chiropractor.
Yeah, but for some reason I had it in my head you had got it.
No, I just have a lot of hands-on hospital experience. I paid my medical fee. I should have a license.
Seriously. You're like, I'll take one of
Pretty
those
much
and
when
one
I
of
go
those.
into school.
Yeah.
Cost about a course every time I go in there, if not more. At least the semester.
Yeah, you did a pretty good job of that.
You got a lot of bills. You see my age. Got traffic here? Look at that. Naturally wraps up my bars with that.
That's
That's
it. Got a little more pull, right?
I always.
Yes.
38 to go. We're nearing the halfway point in our state championship.
Oh.
And that seems like a good time for a Peter Moore attack. So rider number 2 with a screaming attack off the front. He's going to check and see if there's any attention. Lefke's trying to grab onto the back wheel. Okamoto's going to try and bring it together. And Moore has definitely caught the attention of the rest of the group. And that's good data. So a lot of times, an attack like that will do one of 2 things. It will shake up the field and get it down to the purest competitors, and or it will let a rider know who's got the legs to stay with them. So a little research project. And we're down to 7 in that main group now.
It's fun, isn't it?
But I'm going to full pin. You gotta get an interview going.
Yeah. So are
You
you
want to be new to the track?
Yeah.
From junior world? He's fast.
Yeah, no, awesome.
You know, those speed skaters straight to the track. They crash one big time and they get that out of their system.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
You trying to scare them away now?
No. You fall in grass. What's easier than that?
Well, right.
Look at it. It's like 15 feet up by grass. You know?
It's just a couple of splinters.
Yeah, I've done it here lots of times. Whatever.
33 to go, and Okamoto on the front.
you got a thing. You don't want to attack. You ain't any rivalry.
Jason Goldberg riding number 6 on the front for the St. Paul Bicycle Racing Club. And now it's Olenichek, and he's got his hands draped over those bars in a very aerodynamic position. The old praying mantis.
Yeah. I mean, it's alright. I mean, you only do it at the front. Yeah, only do it at the front. It's kind of a rule here, but
Well, you watch the guys in the 6s, and they're on that way the whole time.
we gotta be there. Yeah, so they do these things. They're called 6-day races.
Upland takes over, and we have hit the halfway mark.
That's what they have on you.
Make some noise for your rider. They're digging deep on this thing now. Upland gives way to Sunquist.
That's all it is. You and your backpack. You just go in there and sleep. The races go on 6 days. And this is like a worldwide event. This is like the Super Bowl for 6 days. This goes on all over the place. So like some of my teammates, they would go. You know, like guy that's on you, we got like no he's a very good rider. You know.
Yeah, he's good at it too.
Very good at it.
He hangs with those guys.
Yeah, he comes from the road after beating everybody on the road all summer. Yeah, with assist.
Okamoto swings up and springs his teammate Peter Moore. Moore is going to drive the pace up high. And a single file line right behind Moore.
Came out of the Velo Kids program. Yeah. Started, I think, when he was 8 or 9. He's a CrossFit distributor. That's his biggest. Right.
25 to go. This is your state championship in the scratch race for the men's 1-2 field. And after a little bit of action, we're down to 7 riders in that main group. Christian's down lap. Is anybody else down lap?
Figure out how to ride around this. Yeah, like, no, it's not far off, but you've never done a short ride. Yeah, it's just figure out how to ride around. This doesn't take like time to racing.
23 to go.
Really, it's just knowing where how slow
There's
you're going.
just 40% of the race left to go.
And then you'll feel uncomfortable.
And this high tempo that we've seen throughout the race is going to start to take a toll.
Yeah. That's not bad.
There's 7 left in the group with 22 to go. Goldberg still on the front. Langwing, Sunquist, Olenichek, Mishu, Richter, Moore, and Hovland all contesting. For those of you scoring at home, Christian Sunquist is down 1 lap, so he will have to take a lap to get on level terms, as this is a scratch race. I stand corrected. Everybody's on even laps. So that means any lap gained is a lap ahead of the rest of the field. There's a move by the birthday boy, Peter Olenichek, out of position number 3 in the string. And Goldberg is going to try to give chase, but a strong move by Olenichek has shattered the group. And you got 20 meters for Olenichek with quick response. As Langling's going to try and close this thing down, he needs a lot of help. 18 to go. Just over 4 kilometers. And it looks like that has shed some more of the field. We're down to 5 in position to stay in touch at the front. So it's Olenichek, now Moore. Nobody willing to take over. So Moore and Olenichek back up above the blue. And we're going to take a bit of a breather. $16 to go, 4 kilometers left.
I think I watched. Yeah.
So 15 to go. We're all back together again. 6 riders in the mix. As young Christian found another depth to his ability to endure. And it's Mishi Richter, Moore, Hovland, Goldberg, Sundquist, and Olenichek. Now we got a little move off the banking from Peter Moore. Decides it's time to take the shortcut down low.
He hasn't been hiding in the back. It makes his round back there. He comes up.
12 to go. 3 kilometers left.
Oh, that's not the same track. Yeah. Wow. Not a pushing bigger gears since like the biggest one I've had is like a 104. Yeah, I was like, it's gonna take me a while. You guys like riding out in Colorado, there's no air to push, there's a 333. Yeah.
11 to go, and it's Hovland trying to find some friends. Nobody ready to chase.
Well, yes.
But Peter Moore picks up the tempo. This looks like we're going to do a flying 200 as a group, everybody. This will be fun to watch. There it is. And it's Peter Moore on the attack.
That was smart. You wait till he goes by.
10 laps to go, and it's Peter Moore on the front. Jason Goldberg in the mix now. Goldberg is your state champion in the Masters race last week. So he knows his way around a bike race. It's Moore now handing over to Goldberg. Satchel, Mishi Richter, Olenichek, and Goldberg eases off the throttle.
Night like tonight could be a little bit annoying. It's just half a little breeze up. It's like this isn't a huge breeze, but when it's down there, we only get about 5.
7 to go.
Backside.
7 laps to go, and now it gets tactical. So Goldberg is basically driving in the rearview mirror right now. He's got to make sure that he knows exactly where those attacks are coming from. We saw it happen a couple laps ago. Goldberg does not want any more surprises coming from the young donkey label rider or anybody else behind him. Satchel Mishi Richter decides he's going to get a little extra speed by winding down and then back up to the top. 5 to go. This is probably the most tactical finish to a scratch race state championship we've ever seen up here.
Get it going, get it going.
Goldberg supervising up there. Nishi Richter happy to push the wind out of the way for the moment. Goldberg's gonna get a little extra oomph. All right, I'm on the edge of my seat, gang. I don't know about you, but let's make some noise as we've got a move from Goldberg. 1 kilometer left in the race. And Goldberg tested the waters. This is a pure match sprint at this point. Who's got the guts? 3 to go. When's the attack gonna come? Sundquist, Goldberg, Moore, Olenichek. You know, this is going to come down to the point where the first 59 laps are going to be essentially pointless in this race. These are the heads of state right here. We've got 2 laps to go. There it is. It's Sundquist out of the saddle. Young Christian making his move on his final night of racing here at the National Sports Center Velodrome. He hands it over to Goldberg. Starting to wind things up now is the St. Paul Bicycle Racing Club rider. The danger man, Peter Moore, sitting in second wheel. There's the bell. It's 1 lap to go in the match in the state championship for the scratch race. And Moore jumps out of second position all the way to the front. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Olenichek trying to make a close race out of it. But your race winner and state champion will be number 2, Peter Moore. What an outstanding race for all of these competitors. But your state champion is going to be Donkey Label's Peter Moore. Adding some more hardware to the pile, the young man has got many junior national championships to his credit. And he has just lit this thing up from 500 meters. That was the Minnesota Cycling Center Masher. And by correctly choosing Peter Moore, Leah Schilling is the winner of our prize from Scratch Labs. There she is down in front. You weren't lucky, Monty. Sorry. You got to be lucky and smart. Yeah, absolutely.
That's all I want to do.
Color copy.
Yeah, I'm not dull. I can do that.
All right, this is going to be the chariot final for our Category 3 field. And then we will have our podium ceremony for our state championship. You've seen these riders qualify. Down low, it's Joshua Schneider, number 24. Give us a wave there, Joshua. Next to him, rider number 32 is Brian Doherty. Chris, give us a wave for Brian. He's putting his helmet on. There he is. Number 39 is Lindsay Hamilton. 81, Papa Schuler, Dan Schuler from the Gopher Wheelman. Rider number 50 from Taco Cat is Andy Lageson. And rider number 22 is Pat Whelan. 2 laps for all the marbles. And there they go, another solid start from all across the track. Doherty, Schneider, Lageson, Hamilton all making great moves off the line. It's a 500-meter drag race. And it's Doherty launching himself to the front. Hamilton trying to close that gap down. She's going to go high above that red line. Now she drops into the slipstream. She's going to try and take it alongside Doherty. And we got one lap to go, 250 meters, and Lenzilla roars to the front. She's got a bike link now too. Moves from behind her, but it's still Hamilton holding him off. Rider number 39 from Synergy comes hard into the home straight. Schneider trying to close the gap, but it's all Lenzilla. Wow. She was in the mix from the starting line, and with one lap to go, she poured the gas on the fire. Get those hands out for the high five from Lenzilla.
They went out to we ran the open track. Oh yeah, they're coming back.
Oh, really?
They just announced that they were coming back. Yeah, no kidding.
I have in fact 11. I got 11:02.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Lenzilla. All right, we are going to move to our state champions awards presentation now. So we will need our podium finishers.
Mark, can you give me the top three, please?
Say again?
I need the podium for the stretch race.
We'll be back for our interview.
Satchel Mitchie Richter, Peter Moore, and Owen Echek. To the podium, please.
What order? What's the order? Tell me what the order is.
Satchel is third. Check is second. Morris first.
All right, so we need Michi Richter, Olenicek, and Moore to the podium area, please. Wait for it, Satchel. All right, in third place, wearing the bronze medal, wearing number 27. Let's hear it for Satchel Michi Richter. And in second place, he rides for Bora Factory Racing. He wears number 4. Let's hear it for Peter Olenicek. And ladies and gentlemen, about to don the blue and gold stripes and the gold medal, wearing number 2, riding for Donkey Label, please welcome your Minnesota State Scratch Race champion, Peter Moore. All right, so we're going to return to our original racing schedule, which has a missing out on tap for our women's category 4 field.
sort of. Yes and no.
All right. 5 riders. That means 4 eliminations to determine our winner.